In this lecture, I am going to explain how to identify infeasibility while solving a linear programming problem using two-phase method. So consider the example. Use two-phase method to solve the following LPP. So objective function is minimization, subject to two constraints, and all variables are greater than or equal to 0. So as usual, first convert to standard form. So in standard form, objective function should be maximization type. Here we have the objective function as minimization function. So we have to convert it into maximization function. So what is the relation to convert minimization to maximization? So we know minimum z equal to minus max minus z. So we consider max minus z, that is negative of the objective function. So consider max minus z equal negative of this function. So minus x1 plus 2x2 plus 3x3. And convert inequalities to equalities. Observe the constraints. Here both constraints are equality type. And all variables should be greater than or equal to 0. Here the decision variables all are greater than or equal to 0. So it is in standard form. Right in the matrix form, that is Ax equal to B. Here the coefficient matrix is capital A equal to first column x1 variable coefficients minus 2, 2. Second column x2 variable coefficients 1, 3. Third column x3 variable coefficients 3, 4. And variable vector capital X is x1, x2, x3. This is column vector. And small b is right side values 2, 1. Now check the coefficient matrix contain unit matrix or not. Observe the coefficient matrix. Clearly the coefficient matrix does not contain unit matrix I2. Since we have two constraints, we have to get unit matrix of order 2, that is I2. So the coefficient matrix does not contain unit matrix. We require unit matrix. So for that we use new variables which are called artificial variables. So we have to add artificial variables in both constraints, in first and second constraint. Add artificial variables xa1, xa2 in first and second constraint. So first constraint is minus 2x1 plus x2 plus 3x3 plus xa1 equal to 2. Second constraint 2x1 plus 3x2 plus 4x3 plus xa2 equal to 1. Now the coefficient matrix become minus 2, 2, first column, second column 1, 3, third column 3, 4, fourth column corresponding to xa1 1, 0, fifth column corresponding to xa2 0, 1. So this is coefficient matrix. Now the coefficient matrix contains unit matrix. So we move to find initial basic feasible solution. How do we find initial basic feasible solution? We select the variables corresponding to unit matrix as basic variables. Clearly the variables corresponding to unit matrix are artificial variables xa1 and xa2. So we choose artificial variables xa1, xa2 as basic variables. Then initial basic feasible solution is xb equal to b inverse b. Here b is coefficient matrix of these basic variables, that is unit matrix I2 inverse b. I2 inverse is I2, so unit matrix into b, b. And then for each variable we find column vector capital Xj equal to b inverse aj, that is I2 inverse aj, and we find scalar delta j, that is given by cb capital Xj minus cj. So all these are as usual in simplex method. So we calculate all these for each variable in tabular form. Now here artificial variables are involved. We have to use either big M method or two-phase method. So here we use two-phase method. So in two-phase method we have two phases. First phase 1. In phase 1 we try to drive all artificial variables to 0. Okay, right. Two-phase method. Phase 1. What is phase 1? In phase 1 we assign a cost minus 1 to each artificial variable and a cost 0 to all other variables. So then the objective function become minus 1 into xa1 plus minus 1 into xa2, that is minus xa1 minus xa2. And the cost is 0 for all other variables. That means the remaining terms become 0 in the objective function. So we get new objective function, that is z star equal to minus xa1 minus xa2. So we maximize this new objective function subject to the given constraints. Okay, right. Tabular form 1. Take the structure of this table. First column basic variables, second column CB, that is costs of basic variables. Third column solution, capital XB. Then column vectors corresponding to each variable, capital X1, capital X2, capital X3. And for artificial variables, capital XA1, capital XA2. Here we have minimum ratio test. Here we calculate delta J values. Right. Now here write the cost of each variable. In phase 1, we assign a cost 0 to all variables except artificial variables. Okay, so here cost 0, cost 0, cost 0. For artificial variables, we assign cost -1. Here cost -1, -1. Okay, right. Take the coefficient matrix and right side vector. Right, what are basic variables? XA1 and XA2. That is the variables corresponding to unit matrix. Okay, first place XA1, second place XA2. Their cost -1, -1. Then solution XB is small b, that is 2, 1. And capital X1 is first column, -2, 2. Second column, 1, 3. Third column, 3, 4. XA1 column, 1, 0. XA2 column, 0, 1. Okay. Right. Now find the scalar delta J for each variable. Okay. First column, delta 1. So what is delta 1? Delta 1 is CB, this column into this column, minus this value. So CB, that is -1, -1 into -2, 2. So -1 into -2, plus 2, -2, 0, -0, 0. So delta 1 is 0. Similarly, delta 2, CB into X2, that is -1 into 1, -1, -1 into 3, -3, -4, -0. So -4. For delta 3, CB into X3, that is -1 into 3, -3, -1 into 4, -4, -7, -0, so -7. For XA1, XA2, these are basic variables. For basic variables, the delta J value always 0. So here 0, 0. So these are delta J values. And here calculate objective function value corresponding to this solution. That is ZB equals CB into XB, this column into this column. So -1 into 2 plus -1 into 1. So -3. This is ZB. So this is initial basic feasible solution. Right. Now verify whether the present solution is an optimal solution or not. For that, check the optimality condition. So what is optimality condition? All delta J greater than or equal to 0. So here observe the delta J values. So all delta J not greater than or equal to 0. So optimal condition is not satisfied. So present solution is not an optimal solution. Okay, right. So there is a possibility to improve the solution. How do you improve the solution? We find a new basic feasible solution. How do we this? By replacing one of the basic variables by a non-basic variable. So for that, first I find entering basic variable. So for that, find delta K equal to minimum of delta J such that delta J less than 0. That is minimum of -4, -7. That is -7. That is for variable X3. That is delta 3. So this is minimum value. So X3 is entering basic variable. And circle this column. This is pivot column. Okay. So in the next solution, X3 become a basic variable. So this will be replaced by one of the basic variables, XA1 or XA2. So for that, we find minimum ratio. Before finding minimum ratio, observe is there any situation for the existence of unbounded solution. Observe the entries in the pivot column. If all entries in the pivot column are less than or equal to 0, then the problem has an unbounded solution. So here the entries are not less than or equal to 0. So all entries in pivot column are not less than or equal to 0. The problem has no unbounded solution. Then find the minimum ratio. So corresponding to positive entries, we take the ratio with corresponding solution. So first entry positive, take the ratio 2/3. Second entry positive, take the ratio with solution 1/4. So minimum of these two, 2/3, 0.6 something, this is 0.25. So 1/4 is minimum. Okay. Okay. Write in mathematical form, XBR by XR K. K means entering basic variable suffix, that is 3. XBR by XR3 equal to minimum of XBI by XI3 such that XI3 greater than 0. So minimum of these two ratios, that is 1/4. So Now the corresponding basic variable XA2. So XA2 is leaving basic variable. Okay. So around this circle, around this row. So XA2 is leaving basic variable. So this is pivot row and pivot element is 4 as usual. So in the next solution, XA2 is replaced by X3 and XA1 remain same. Next, find the new basic feasible solution in table 2. Take the structure of the table as usual with same cost. Observe here, XA2 is leaving basic variable. So we cannot consider in the next table, that is XA2. Since XA2 is artificial variable, once artificial variable is eliminated, we cannot consider further. We can remove the column corresponding to XA2 in the next table. Okay, right. So here, first to fill the basic variables, XA2 is replaced by X3. So here X3. XA1 remains same. Then their cost, XA1 cost -1, X3 cost 0. Next, to find the new table, what is the process? First step, divide pivot row by pivot element. So this is pivot row. Divide this pivot row by pivot element 4. Okay, so 1 by 4, 2 by 4, that is 1 by 2, 3 by 4, 4 by 4, 1, 0 by 4, 0. So leave XA2 column. Okay, right. Next, second step, fill the columns of basic variables with unit matrix. So XA1 first place, XA1 column 1, first place 1, remaining zeros and delta J 0. X3 second place, X3 column second place 1, remaining zeros and delta J 0. Next, third step, to fill the remaining entries, we use the formula ring and round method, that is new value equal to present value minus pivot column element by pivot element into pivot row element. Okay, right. To calculate this value, so present value is 2 minus pivot column element 3 by pivot element 4 into pivot row element 1. Okay, this is 2 minus 3 by 4 into 1. So 8 minus 3, 5 by 4. Okay, next, for X1, for this row calculation, this minus 3 by 4 fixed, just replace present value 2 and pivot row value 1. For X1, this value, present value -2, to replace -2 here, 2 here. So -2 minus 3 by 4 into 2. So this is -7 by 2. This is -7 by 2. Next, to calculate this, replace 1, 3. Replace 1 here, 3 here. So 1 minus 3 by 4 into 3. So -5 by 4. Okay. Right. Find delta J values. First delta 1, CB X1, that is -1 into -7 by 2, that is 7 by 2 plus 0 minus 0. So 7 by 2. Next delta 2, CB X2, that is -1 into -5 by 4, that is 5 by 4 plus 0 into 3 by 4, 0 minus 0. So 5 by 4. And the objective function value, delta B, ZB equal CB into XB. So -1 into 5 by 4 plus 0 into 1 by 4, minus 5 by 4. So this is new basic feasible solution. Now verify the optimality condition. So observe all delta J values. Here all delta J values are greater than or equal to 0. So optimality condition is satisfied. Then the value of objective function max Z star is -5 by 4. So it is negative, which is less than 0. Right. Observe the solution. The solution, one of the artificial variables, that is XA1, appear with positive value 5 by 4. So one of the artificial variables, XA1, appear in the solution with positive value. So in this case, the problem has no feasible solution. That is, problem has infeasible solution. That means artificial variable is positive. Since we are adding artificial variables in equality, that violates equality. So to maintain the equality in the final solution, each artificial variable should be 0. Suppose an artificial variable appear in the solution with positive value, to maintain the equality, to compensate this value, one of the other variables become negative. So that means the solution is infeasible.